those weapons came through the black market.
Okay. All right. We have Pastor Dari calling in from Lokoja. Pastor Dari, go ahead.
You and the other guests. You see, in most cases, I'm highly pained when such things keep reoccurring. Doesn't mean that these people are spirits that cannot be overcome. I mean, the government should do all they need to do and spend the time of what is happening. What exactly they need that the government should do for our...
Oh, we apologize for that one. All right, but so far so good. Gentlemen, we can all agree that if given the necessary support, we can actually defeat this monster before us.
Yes.
All right, gentlemen, let's go straight to our next conversation. It appears calm is returning to the troubled political water of Rivers State. Governance is taking shape again in the troubled South-South state. Members of the State House of Assembly screened the commissioner-nominees sent to them by Governor Siminalayi Fubara. The 9 nominees were escorted into the House this morning after Governor Fubara sent the list of nominees to the lawmakers on the 5th of March for screening and confirmation. The House cleared 5 of the nominees for appointment as commissioners and dropped 4. This is the first time commissioner nominees would be screened by the House since the emergency rule ended in September 2025. I mean, Abike, the River State House of Assembly, they screened now this commissioner nominees. But first of all, before we go into your thoughts on this matter first.
No, this is a significant development because the governor had treated the House like they are a sweet wrap on the floor. I treated them like he is a golfer and there is caddies. You know, the caddy carries the bag of the golfer everywhere he goes.
Exactly.
He's more like the slave to the golfer. And this was what they kicked against. We didn't want to take any list before them. And when we were discussing the resolution that the president achieved, which was the 4th time that the president will intervene, we said he will now present a list of commissioners nominated because what he enjoyed doing was simply to use advisors.
Yeah, special advisors.
At point, those ones don't need to be cleared. They are his personal staff, But you can't run a state like that. And the era of using what's it called, Jumbo, and 2 others.
Okay, which is Jumbo? Okay.
Yes, as a whole house. That era is gone. That one can't even come to the house because remember they had been suspended before the crisis began. So under this leadership, they can't even show up in the house because already they had been sent packing. For some of us, we believe that, okay, part of the resolution of the matter could even be bringing people like Jumbo back. But that's for the
for them to
for the House to decide. They may find it difficult to forgive him. So now the House is beginning to exercise its functions. The governor has taken a list before them. And I know people are saying, they didn't clear. There's nothing that says once they give you a list, you must clear everything. Even here in Lagos, the number of people that the Obasa-led House of Assembly refused to clear was much higher than this. They dropped some.
But
outright.
This one is nearly half. Nearly half.
40%.
You brought 9?
Yeah, they brought 9.
5 and 4 were rejected.
Yeah, so what is the big deal there? It depends. They will have their reasons. And no, they are not saying you can replace them. Rivers,
or even represent.
If you can replace them, there are other people who can do the job. When they did this here in Lagos, they said, look, in some cases, a local government was favored way higher than others.
3 candidates.
They also talked about religion.
Okay,
there
those
are,
considerations.
yes, you must look at religion, you must bear religion in mind, you must bear geography in mind.
For balance.
Yes, a situation in which you had about 12 persons from one local government. And some of those local governments, the APC didn't even win there in the presidential election. So they had their reasons. These ones too have their reasons for saying, okay, we drop these ones. But we want harmony, we want peace. The governor should be ready to make concessions, and I think in this case he has done well. What he didn't do before now, he's going to do it. He has presented his list of commissioners. Hopefully in future too, he will present his budget, which he was running away from doing for so long. So the House will have their reasons for saying, no, we are not clearing these ones. But what we want to see is for both the executive and the legislature to come together, work together to ensure that peace reigns. They are meant to work together, so there should be no rancor between them. Since the president has stepped in, we expect to see progress in terms of the relationship between them and the governor. So I'm sure the governor will be able to replace those ones, address the reservations, the fears that the House has expressed, and get others clear so that they can function effectively. Commissioner playing their role. That's the way it should be.
Okay. I mean, GKB, DK said there's nothing wrong in it. I mean, what does this signal? Nearly half were rejected.
40%. It's 9, and they cleared 5.
4, exactly, nearly half.
Well, these are early days. Don't forget, they are coming out of months of antagonizing each other.
Yes.
So it's not going to be smooth sailing from day one. There will be give and take, and they will not even be told the reasons why those 4 were dropped. It may be something as simple as qualification, or something as hard.
A professor was dropped.
Like I said, we have not been told why they were dropped. So there may be a lot of variables coming in to make the difference. But again, like the example given, if those things that were mentioned are things that can be rectified, the president and the governor is free, of course, to represent those who have now met the threshold that the House was asking for. But having said that, I think it's a good start, because if they can maintain this level of detente moving forward, people of Rivers can now give a sigh of relief. They are finally, they can get a little bit of governance. Don't forget, in about 2 months.
Let me explain why some of those guys were dropped. Based on fresh stories coming in. They said if the reasons for the rejections included poor performance during screening, numerous petitions from constituents, and failure to file tax returns. So these are valid.
Those are valid
yes.
arguments.
What is the essence of the screening if you do not perform well?
You see? So it doesn't have to be.
And that's why you must choose the right people. The right people will do well during screening. No?
So right now, when the governor nominates replacements, what should he prioritize so that there will be easy confirmation next time?
Competence.
Competence.
All the things that they mentioned, you must look out for them. Can they perform? Are they confident enough to answer certain questions? Can you be a commissioner and not be able to tell the history of your state? Can you be a commissioner and not know certain aspects that the people of Rivers State will require? Don't forget, as a journalist, you've covered something of this nature that you'll be surprised at the level of ignorance. I remember there's a state that somebody came in and said he has not lived in the country for 22 years. And the question they were asking him, it's not something that you want to be at that level that they wanted to put. So they simply disqualified him. So, like I said, so many reasons.
One was asked to answer a question by the Senate. And he said, no, this question you're asking me, even my son will answer.
Go and stay with your son.
Yeah, exactly.
And they dropped
That's
it.
an insult. Okay, but what message does the Assembly's decision, to send about the expectations for public
It just shows that the Assembly is ready to do its work.
The assembly is ready.
And this is the way all assemblies in Nigeria should be. But unfortunately, the assemblies are in the pockets of governors. Governors are so greedy for power that they want to make sure that they are the ones who produce the speaker. Why should a governor, for example, go and sit where the assembly is choosing its leadership? Why? Why? Did the House join you in picking your deputy? Why should you go and sit there? Because governors now prioritize the total hijack
of power
of assembly powers. They want to put their rubber stamp there. We will have a very good, we will have good governance when check and balances truly work. But in our country, power mongers don't want check and balances to work. People want to take all the power. They want to do everything by themselves and reduce the legislature to a lapdog. And for some of them too, even those the lawmakers too do not cover themselves in glory. Because they're always going cap in hand to beg from the this thing.
Some of them became candidates courtesy of the governor.
Courtesy of the governor, maybe the ticket or something. All right, we have Olushola Julius calling in. Olushola, let's talk.
Yes, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Julius.
BKO and GKB, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
First and foremost, on this river issue, for me, I want to appreciate Mr. President for intervening in this matter. If not for Mr. President now, Fubara would have been a gunner.
Yes.
Secondly, I will appreciate that both the State House of Assembly and Fubara should now work hand in hand to give good governance to that state. With what we are seeing now, the new development of this screening and what is happening, and with what BQ has just read out, what is the cause of their rejection, he should nominate better candidates as well that work hand in hand with him, and the relationship should be smooth. He should not try to lord over them. We want dividends of democracy in River State and governance to go forward. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, thank you so much, Olushola. All right, right about now, we need to go on this quick break. And when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. This is Journalist Hangout.